Alright, welcome back to another game. This time we are playing with Annie, who is a leader. However, thanks to this recent update that we've gotten, she's kind of actually more like a hunter, with a few more benefits than a hunter. All of the leaders got buffs, and all of them are a lot better now. Annie is basically a mini hunter, and personally I find hunters the most fun to play, so she's kind of my go-to for that reason. But now they gave me even more reason. And she gives the nice little benefit of her balance bar damage in her aura. So she actually pairs very nicely with warriors. And another thing about hunters too is in this situation I'm at right now, where it's early game and a bunch of these basics are surrounding me, it takes freaking forever for hunters to be able to do something about it. Because, I don't know the exact numbers, but hunters have like a debuff or like a lower threshold for, nice blue revolver. Lower threshold for like combat, for hand-to-hand combat. But leaders, they're on the average for everything, so... So the nice thing with leaders that I always found fun, and now I have even more reason to play leaders, is they can kind of jump between melee and range. Well, especially Annie. I'll take that. So, like with a hunter, you're kind of committed to range damage. So if you run out of ammunition, that can be detrimental to the team. But with the leader, you're able to handle things how you see fit. I was about to go over there, but my fear is almost maxed out, so I want to get rid of that. Now, if the demon has half a brain, they'll know. On the Kandar map, if our fear is spiking up like this, we're in the ruins. Speaking of which, what is up with the freaking ruins and cemetery? Like, you do gain fear, like, if you're not in a building and not by a light source, sure, but out here, it's like on crack. Like, the fear just seems to spike up so much quicker than normal, which, I don't know, I think it's kind of strange. Anyway, we are playing against a Plaguebringer, and besides, I guess, just talking about Annie and kind of the buffs that she's gotten, this is also a pretty intense match. But I'll let you be the judge of that. So, as you saw in the pink Fs, for Annie specifically, her melee... Oh my god, I can't hit anything. Her melee can go up to 3, so that's the same as before. Her range, instead of going up to 3, it goes up to 5 now. Which is the exact same stats as a hunter. What does that entail exactly? That's like 20% more damage overall and 50% reload speed. So like a hunting rifle, for example, she can be just as effective as a hunter with it and basically reload that gun really quickly. Let's see. Health, they got one little upgrade to. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then shield is another thing they got an upgrade to. So instead of 3 spaces, now it's 4 pink Fs. And basically what happens when you hit the 4th one is it's not as powerful as a warrior's, but basically the amount of shield has like a higher percentage. I don't know how to explain it very well right now. Cat's got my tongue, but it's basically like it'll go down a little bit slower by some kind of fraction. And then of course a huge advantage that Annie actually has over other hunters too is that she can max out her fear. And when a leader maxes out their fear, it's really difficult for the demon to get them scared again. It's not impossible, but it is very difficult. And it looks like we got the demon around us here. I have no idea why Henry popped his ability there, but whatever. If he goes with that purple mace, that's actually pretty good for us because we have a support and a hunter, and he's the second best quote-unquote warrior on this team. Like, both of us are going to be the melee people, if anyone. Cheryl can kind of do it, but she also has a little bit of a not a buff, but the opposite of a buff. Like, she does a little bit less overall melee and range damage. And that's just all support. So the demon is definitely on us now. I'm trying to show these guys, look, you can get around the freaking cauldron. You don't have to break it, but I don't know. Some people see something they can break, and I guess they just commit to it. So while you can get Annie, while you can get her to like 5 pink Fs for range, like 20% more damage, and reload speed is quicker. One thing you gotta remember is hunters do have like a base more damage. Like at their base, they do more damage with a ranged weapon. So you're gonna be close to a hunter, but you're not gonna be as good as a hunter when it comes to inflicting damage. That's why with like a blue revolver, I'm not able to just insta-kill the basics. Now if I was like a... Oh, they're waiting on me. Now if I was a hunter, yeah, they typically can insta-kill that. You know what, actually, I don't think the health did get a buff or anything. I think that's the way it was before because, well, because now you can get, for leaders, they can collect up to 23 pink Fs. Whereas before and everybody else, the max you can pick up is 20. So if my math's right, you got 2 for range on her, and you got 1 more for shield to give it that little buff.
Your group is making progress against
And another thing with Annie too is with this power, don't try to save it for a clutch moment. It's not a clutch power at all. It's probably one of the worst powers, to be honest. But it does have a low cooldown, so you might as well just use it as much as possible. That's not good. Of all the boss units, the witch is like probably the strongest. She can just catch up to you so quickly. You see me trying to like run away from her and it's just not working out. Now Cheryl, God bless Cheryl, she knows what's going on here. The other two are kind of lost in scavenging right now. So they're blissfully unaware that we are both fighting a pissed off witch right now. I do love the revolver. It's probably my favorite range weapon in this game, but compared to a blunderbuss or a shotgun, it just does not work on bosses that well. It's more designed for like crowd control with a bunch of basics. Cheryl came in clutch, so I want to give her some shems because she's... I guess the general rule I have with solo queue is I kind of wait on the supports. I'll hold on to my own shems and amulets, and I wait on the support. If they just suck at their job, which thankfully is uncommon, but if they just do not know, like, heal us, like that's their primary objective, then I just hold on to them for myself, because at that point it's just every man for themselves. But if they're showing that, like, yeah, they're willing to like, heal us and like they know what they're doing, then I start giving them what I got. Looks like Cheryl's stuck there. Looks like we're stuck here. And yeah, in terms of the game, we're actually not doing so hot right now. Granted, we're not doing terrible, but We only have 2 map pieces, and that took 10 minutes. I guess to be fair, though, we started in Palace Ruins. One of them was in Fort Gort, which is kind of central. And then this next one is in Goldtooth, which is like the other side. And now this other one's in like S Market, so we've kind of done a triangle throughout the whole map here. So the RNG for these map pieces has been very unfortunate here. Shame we don't have a Kelly for that. Looks like Henry's got it under control. Try to max out my fears, just to give the demon one less thing to deal with us with, one less tool at their disposal. Now the demon's doing a tactic that I notice demons will do a lot is when it comes to targeting, a lot of times demons will target the support because you want the support to waste shemps on themselves. Solid tactic. But people that are good supports understand this and are kind of ready to dodge a bunch of BS from the demon. So what the demon can do instead, or at least what they used to be able to do instead, we'll see how well it works here, is target the leaders. Because leaders don't have the dodge that hunters have, and they don't have the overall health and damage that the warriors do. So they're also pretty easy targets. At least they were. Oh yeah, stamina. That's the big one, really. So basically, you had 3 dodges as a leader, and now you have 4 dodges, which is pretty significant because most of the basic unit attack patterns is a combo that goes up to 4. So if you can dodge all 4 of them, then the puppeteer, for example, they'll do that little chest bump and growl at you. I don't know what you call that thing. That basically gives you a second to kind of make some distance from them or attack them even further. That gives you a good window there. So I don't think leaders are quite as weak as they used to be here. Like they're not the easy targets that they used to be, thank God. Now would be a very groovy time for that power of yours.
The group now holds the final piece of the map. The lost pages of the Necronomicon and
while we're here, this is actually a pretty good spot for Shems. Usually they're kind of hidden around here somewhere. But this demon has proved itself to be capable. I don't want to go too far from my team. Henry, you do not need to do that. He just loves those cauldrons, I guess. So in terms of time limit, we're nearly at the halfway mark. We definitely gotta make a push for this page and dagger. Trying to light it more for Ed for this exact reason. The demon's allowed to get 1 shot on me. That was a really lucky portal there. The demon's allowed to get 1 shot. He could tank half my damage with that. So thankfully Ed needed to reload, which is a good tactic if you're a hunter or anything and your fear's up and you know your weapon can do damage. Well, the preferable thing, I guess, is to drop it. But if you're not able to drop it, it's like something that requires a lengthy reload, like a blunder. Just shoot it and don't reload it, you know? That'll help out your team. Like, gave me a chance to, like, jump up and just basically keep hitting him until the demon leaves. Hey, you see how the witch was stunned there? That's the passive power of Annie at work right there. Very helpful with somebody like Henry, who typically focuses more on like blunt weapon and balance bar stuff. Like, it wouldn't be as effective if it was like a Scotty or a Mia, just because they're more dismemberment focused typically. There you go, Ed. Get your dodges in. I don't know if some people don't know this, so I'll just make a PSA for it. With those cauldrons, they do damage if you break them. So ideally, it's more ideal to whittle it down if you have to break it. A lot of times you really don't have to break those things, but in a situation like this, if you have to break it, because it's kind of in the middle of our stuff and we need heals, just beat it down to like, I don't know, 10% of it, and just shoot it. So no one has to worry about damage. This Henry seems slightly new with dealing with his cauldrons, I guess you could say.
The group has obtained the lost pages. The living are one step closer to defeating the dead.
I wonder how many Shem Cheryl had to use for that. Now, a good demon knows this is a good looting spot, so it's probably trapped to hell. Yep, there we go. Main aim of the game here is basically Shems. I just want to collect healing items and not even give them to Cheryl right here and now, just dump them for her later. With a demon like this, it's important to just keep moving. This demon's pretty good. I think it was a beast to take down. And we got another witch. I'm surprised this person hasn't maxed out their boss yet, though. When like when you're playing demon and you maximize the boss, that means they can't get stun locked anymore. Or not stun locked, but just, you know, stun. Their balance bar doesn't go down. But I'm really glad I'm Annie for this. So this is going to be a lot of traps to deal with for one Shems and one amulet, but Cheryl's desperate, man. We got to do it. Just thinking about grabbing it, but Cheryl's right here. Cheryl knows what she's doing. Thankfully, this is a pretty solid team. So we haven't seen the demon here for a sec. They're probably collecting more orbs, setting up some trap to get us stuck here. So one thing this demon has done pretty well is keep cars away from us. We have to do this whole thing on foot. It's going to take a bit longer, as you can see. And we're pretty vulnerable out here. Like that. Now, thankfully, this is the Kandar map, because if this was the big map, the dead end one, this would be so painful. We probably would hit the time limit.
I've seen this strange contraption before.
Yeah, see, this demon just does not want us to get in any car. Oh, that beat up the car. But yeah, we gotta do this sooner rather than later. This demon is just whittling our ammo down. Well, ammo, health, all of our resources, really. Yeah, back to Annie with melee kind of. I guess one thing to note about her is she's not amazing for damage. Like, she's good, don't get me wrong, but she's not a warrior with that damage. Really, when you're playing with someone like her, just the name of the game is more balance bar than anything. Oh, I'm out of fucking trying to dodge there. He almost fucked me up good. And nice try, demon. I wonder if that actually works if you get it right on there. Be worth looking into. Probably be hard to set up though, because it doesn't give you an outline of where the cauldron's gonna go. Getting that balance bar down like we do. Switch could be doing better with keeping a distance from us, but she probably knows better with an Ed and an Annie. Range probably won't be her best friend here. I'm having, I wouldn't say anxiety, but I'm really worried about her, how much shems that Cheryl has left. Because she's been burning through it like crazy. Don't get me wrong, we've been needing it, but... Oh yeah. Let's talk about the season pass, shall we? So, the season 1 of this finally ended. Now, I didn't opt for the season pass. And I guess I just have this kind of question to anyone who did opt for it. Why? You didn't know what you were getting. They promised vague stuff for an undetermined amount of time. And it was mostly skins. Like, the Plaguebringer herself was free. So you get David, you get Mia, and you get the blacksmith, but you get mostly cosmetics with that shit. I'm getting low on ammo, I might as well switch. I don't understand why people would buy the Season 1 pass when it's not explicitly outlined what that entails. I don't know. Anyways, we made it to the dark ones. Well, maybe not exactly at the dark ones yet, and as you can see, the demon is ready for us. I guess my logic here is because I can do more damage, just like doing range damage. I'll just try to focus the elites and let them focus on the basics. Man, this is a good witch. She knows how to like find somebody who's just isolated enough and handle them. Getting low on health here. There you go, Cheryl. So yeah, Hunter, or really anyone like Annie who's focused on range primarily, it's always important in the early game, grab as much any ammo that you can, because you never know if you're going to be running low, and this is one of those scenarios. Thank God, I think he's out of ammo, so he's not a big deal. So, this is probably going to look like a dick move here. Like, I'm just ditching them, right? It just looks like, that bitch, she just fucking left us. There's a reason I'm doing this, and it actually is to help them out. I'm going to the dark ones now, by myself, and just going to start rushing them. The demon, I guarantee you, is going to notice this. Well, now Cheryl's possessed, so maybe the demon doesn't notice. The demon thinks I just ran away just to run away. This is going to put pressure on the demon. This is the way to get the demon to fucking act how you want them to act. And right now, I want the demon on me, to give them a break. So, while it looks selfish, I just ran away like that, it's actually for their benefit. I want to give them a little bit of relief. Maybe they can hit up, not Acton, the outposts, just to grab whatever they can, because we're going to need it. And now the demon's on me. And I pretty much got 2 out of 3 of the bars down. Yeah, waste my ammo. It's a blunderbuss, so take your time. And now I'm going to go back. There we go. Here's the cavalry. Hopefully they use that time that they were able to grab something, something good like shims and ammo. But if you don't mind the, I guess, arrogance that's implied to the statement here, I think that was a game-changing play I just did. Because the demon was just whittling down our health as we were walking.
Destroyed by the demon. Protect it.
Looks like the witch is targeting me. I don't think she was too happy about that rush I did. And I'm dead. The good news is the witch is targeting everybody, so since she's not going after Book, I think it's too late now to go after Book, especially with Plaguebringer, because her and Puppeteer are kind of weak on Book. Basically, her only option now is to kill the 3 of them. So, when you're playing against a good demon like that and they're hassling the whole team and you're all sticking together, you gotta use your best judgment, I guess, but I think in that scenario, it was good to split off from everybody and just start the dark ones. Just force the demon's hand, you know? The demon wasn't acting independently there, it was reacting to my action. And there goes Cheryl. We got 12 seconds left. I think we got this. Especially with a warrior and a hunter, they're both good at screwing with the demon there. And that's our game. I may have died and Cheryl may have died, but we won. And the key there was just playing the demon's hand, I think. But yeah, so basically what I wanted to give you in this was a summary of Annie, the leader buff for specifically her. Show you a nice close game, and yeah, sometimes it's good to run away while the demon's pressuring everyone if it's a good cause. Anyway, that's that for this video, and take care.